Hi, my name's Oliver Wilson, and I've been in this game for over 3 decades. I started off as an extra, as a background artist, not knowing from one day to the next where this was going to take me. But before I knew it, there I was networking, talking to all the people, all the different celebrities. But I had also another little hidden gem is that I was a professional boxer. So all the big celebrities, film stars, pop guys, and anybody who was in TV, there were bums on seats watching me in the ring and loving what I was doing. And then they became friends with me.
What's one of the scenes you remember filming in Star Wars?
One of the scenes that I remember filming in Star Wars, where if everybody can remember that scene where everyone's standing around in a circle, they're going to go into a fight sequence with, I can't even name the characters, it's such a long time, but you know that scene that I'm talking about, where Samuel Jackson's holding his lightsaber and then he's going to go to war with some of the baddies, where George Lucas looked at me, he said, "Oliver, are you ready?" I said, "Yeah, I am, sir." So he said, "Let's turn over, quiet on set now, and action." And then he said, "And cut." Oliver, Oliver, come over here. I said, "George, what's wrong?" He said, "Come over here." He said, "Listen, let me tell you something. Mr. Samuel L. Jackson doesn't walk the way you do. If you go back to your changing rooms and you look at your sneakers, you'll see they're worn away at one side." He says, "What you do is you're walking with a keyboard. I want you to walk with a pattern like Samuel Jackson. I want you to go back and look at the monitor until you understand what you need to do. And you come back and then we'll do one. Do you understand me?" And I looked up at him and I said, "Yes, sir." But what I should have done, that was one of the parts that I got so excited that I actually forgot what I was doing. That's the truth of the matter.
And how did you get casted for that part?
I got casted for that part was that I got a phone call from my agent saying that the car's coming to pick me up for a casting and I should get ready in 30 minutes, the car will be here. They called me back in 10 minutes, says that the car's on its way, but they don't want to do the casting. So I said to my agent, "Well, what's the point in that?" So she said, "Look, you've got the same statistics as the hero and they just need to get this one in the bag because of continuity." And I said, "Okay." And the car arrived and there I was at the Lucas Films down in Boreham Wood. And all I can say, the rest is history.
And what was it like acting with and dueling with lightsabers?
Honestly, I mean, it's not only a child's dream, it's an adult's dream, it's everybody's dream. It's like the moment, even though I've got goosebumps even talking about it here right now, is that even though you're just waving that wand around or lightsaber or whatever you want to call it, and you're making these noises are going to be coming or be produced on top of it, of the sound department, it's amazing.
And how much of that is CGI?
All of it's CGI, or with the lightsaber. I shouldn't really say, but yeah, it is. It's all CGI added.
And would a boxer last 5 seconds against the Jedi?
Well, we got some tactical movements, and I think we probably could get our foot in front and drag them along and take them out with the arms and the legs. So yeah, I think we could, if we move quick enough.
What was it like working with Christopher Nolan?
Christopher Nolan is an amazing, amazing, amazing man. I mean, not only did he write, I think he wrote Batman, if I'm correct, is that the scenes and some of the training we did for about 2 weeks, maybe. We trained for about 2 weeks with a lot of tactical and touching behaviour. What people need to understand, when you got all the costume on and you're one of the League of Shadows, you're wearing probably about 13 pounds worth of body armour, and then you've got the sword behind you, and you can't just put your hand behind and grab the sword. You have to push the sword up from the bottom and pull it around you. But Christian Bale was so professional. He had such an eye for detail, and there were certain scenes that he broke up and put into segments that it could work a lot better than just having one quick action shot. But what I think was more amazing than anything else, that when all the League of Shadows were in a lineup, and we all opened our legs and then we pulled the sword, we done that in one take.
And what was training like for Batman?
Tough. because that time of the year, it was in the summer and it was hot. So we had people from Kung Fu, karate, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. Everybody wanted to show off their different kinds of skills. So they wanted to, come on, let's go on the pads. It's like, I've got nearly 14 pounds or 13 pounds of body armor. I'm sweating under this right now. And I've probably done about 2 or 3 stones. I don't want to be messing about. But in some ways, it was quite good that we did mess around because it helped us feel more relaxed once we went into action.
What are some of the awesome stories you remember from filming Batman?
Some of the epic stories from Batman I can remember was that I was quite close to Christian Bale and Liam Neeson because I was tall, 6 foot. And as you remember, he goes along cutting the legs to try and find out who is Batman. And I remember where that fight scene kicks off and then all of a sudden the temple blows up. And then everyone has to exit all the different exit routes through the temple. But where the explosion goes off in some of the big oil barrels, it blew the lights, so it all went dark. So we ended up, some of us running into each other, and that was quite funny.
And what was it like hanging out with the actors outside of scenes?
Well, do you know what I thought was really nice is that everyone was laid back, from obviously the main man, Christopher Nolan, and Christopher Bale and Liam Neeson. They're all such lovely guys. We chitted and chatted about this and that. But what I think is amazing more than anything about Christopher Bale is how he flicks the English accent from American, boom, he can hit that, hi guys, to what's happening, mate, it's great.
And with your fighting expertise, how good would Batman's fighting style be?
I think he would be a little bit robotic compared to us, because where the boxing scene is, we're very light on our feet, we're quick. We flick and move. The great thing about being a southpaw is that you can throw your back leg around to the right, and then the person could be standing there and we'll be there, and we can hit them on the side, and they wouldn't even see where that came from. They wouldn't even know if we hit them with the foot or we punched them with the hand.
So just a bit heavy-footed.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it was like a quick flick. They wouldn't even know.
And what was it like being casted and playing in Harry Potter?
Well, being in Harry Potter was mad, because I remember there was one day that we did a night shoot where the Quidditch village was on fire. And I'll never forget it. The production team says to us, we'd like you all to come around and we'd just like to give you a quick briefing. And they gave us a briefing and they said, also, we'd like to give you these maps. So if anyone gets lost in the forest, here's a map. And we thought, at night, looking at a map, do we think we'll be able to find our way back? Hell no.
And which of these big three were your favourite at acting?
Out of all the big three, I suppose they all got their different kinds of things that I did, which were really exciting. But I've got to say, I think without a shadow of a doubt, it has to be Star Wars. It was Star Wars. And remember, if you love Star Wars, there'll only be stars and no war.
What do people not get about actually being on set?
I think what people don't really actually get about being on set, one, is expensive for the time that we're on set, for every minute, every hour that we're there. And sometimes when the director shouts, and action, people are still talking, and that really upsets me, because not only are they holding us up, they're going to cost the production company and the film company a lot of money. And that really upsets me, where people are not focused, and they need to just understand it's very important for all the background noise, for the sound department and the filming of the day, that it's just going to halt things, making it a long day for us.
And with your whole career, what was your favourite and most dangerous stunt?
Well, do you know, I've had a varies. I did a really crazy thing. It was a thing for Shaw underarm deodorant, where I had to fire M44, M40, whatever the guns with the belts with the bullets that come out like that. And I'll never forget turning up at this place down in London, and we was introduced to our firearms officer, firearms officer and bomb disposal team. That's right. And then we were given our weapons, not of our choice, but of their choice, of what they thought suited us. So I was given this A40 or whatever it is with the bullets that come out. I can't remember the name of the gun quite. I have got pictures in the background somewhere where I have to find this gun, and I thought, this is crazy. So the guy came out, opens this bullet box, and he walked up to each. There was about 6 of us, and he walked up and he went, "Right, sir, this is your weapon." And he bangs the weapon against your body, and you're like, Jesus Christ. And he goes, "And this is your weapon, and this is your weapon." And he's just passing out all these weapons. And he says, whilst walking around, no one holds their weapon straight. Everyone walks around with their weapon up in case anyone can get hurt. Even though these bullets are dud, on firing, they exit to the left, and the bullets, the cartridges and the bullets are hot. They can't kill anyone because they're blanks, but you have to make sure that you're always walking around with your weapon up so you can't hurt anyone.
And what was the first thing you were casted for?
Oh God, do you know what? I can't remember, because I've had like 30 years of this, 3 decades. I mean, there was one time I couldn't have done a single thing wrong because my agent was so amazing. But in some ways, I weren't actually cast for it, but meeting my wife on the Heinz ketchup commercial and being married to her 30 years later, that's been an amazing thing for me, because even though I wasn't casted for it, she was. And when she told me what she had to go through with the casting, I laughed my head off. So thank the Lord I happened to do that.
And if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
If I was to give myself some advice starting over again, I would say to caution myself a little bit more, because in some ways there was some days where I was going from a photographic job to a pop video to a film to a series. You know, I would have liked to have enjoyed it and documented it more. Even though I've collected so many different pieces of what I've done through the years, I think documenting it would have been beautiful on a daily basis, almost like a daily diary.
And what's your piece of advice to people starting out and wanting to get into the industry?
Look, you can make this happen, because if you are an extra and you come in as an extra and you can network with all these different people, if you go online and you put in who started off as an extra, who's a main character now, and you look at some of these faces, you go, no, I can't believe it. Yeah, they all started as extras, because some of them didn't want to go to RADA and have a script and read the script and learn the lines to say, no, oh no, we're going to prompt you on that. We want you to do that again. We didn't like that. You need to bring it down and make your voice a little bit softer. They don't want to hear all that. What they want to do is be a part of the action. And the best way and the quickest way to be part of the action is to become an extra to network.
And what is your message to people watching?
My message to people is about self-confidence. It's about believe to achieve. Everyone needs to look to learn, have discipline, listening. What rules the nation? Information. No information, no destination. What you learn is what you earn. No learn, no earn. So this is your time to shine. So step up and find out and watch more on what is possible for you.